I think authenticity goes a long way. That's why I want to do everything on my own. Like, I'm modelling on my own. Like, I do have other people help me out, but I model my own clothes. Like, I've got tattoos, dreadlocks. I'm the most wackiest person probably. Like, so why not just wear them? And then I do get like some of my friends to wear stuff, but I market myself. I make my own videos because I know if somebody else was to do that for me, it would steal my authenticity. It would take away a part of me. Like I
guess.
Like,
also don't put too much.
Creative, but too much is. Yeah, you're right. It's nice to have other opinions.
You also have to learn sometimes to be like, hey, go do that.
I know it could be a controlling thing. Like, ooh, I need to know what's going on. What are you making there?
Sometimes you have to delegate.
Aye, no, you're right. So I was doing my own marketing, but I know my auntie was like, Jenna, you should maybe at some point let someone do your marketing for you, like, and it takes a lot of pressure away from you, and then you can just focus on other stuff. And I was like, no, you're right. Do you know my dream would be to just design in the background and not be the face of anything? Just like design, like sit somewhere and just and put it out and have like a bigger platform take over and do all that shit, and I could just sit in the back and design. That would be ideal. But
there you go. I mean, that's
having your own clothing line, you need to be person based. Like I need to speak to people. I need to like.
You could potentially build it at some point if you find someone who's, you feel like they got the right vision. They kind of you're similar thoughts, and they can be like, okay, you run it. I'll be the creative side, you be the business side.
That would suit me so much.
Could be a partnership.
Yeah, definitely moving forward. And I think like this is so new. I only launched like Malachi Creed wear in May
this year.
And
you've been doing very well.
I've sold in Estonia, Brazil, America.
Right, let's talk numbers. Let's bring out the capitalist. So what have you been selling, Let's drag it down this bitch. Let's go.
You mean items?
Yeah, okay. Like, so what numbers are we looking at?
I've probably, since May to the month that we're in the now, I've sold over 500 pieces of clothing.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's going good.
So hang on. So from May, we're in December. Well, in November. Sorry.
In November.
So that's 6 months, half a year.
Yeah, which is really good. Like,
which is just below 100 a month.
Yeah.
That's a decent number, actually.
Decent. Yeah, and then a lot of people are like, could you do this full time? And I'm like, probably one day, but it's not sustainable because it comes in at all different times, like different sales, and some people will buy like maybe just a top, and then like, or some people will buy a few hoodies, or it's all different. It fluctuates, so you need to wait until it's really big and out there, or consistent as well, like really consistent in numbers.
And see, with clothing, do you, like, obviously, first and foremost, you want to be true to yourself and express yourself.
Yeah.
But do you find like, okay, I have to like, what do I say to this community? What can I say to this community? Or what can I say to that community?
Do you mean like
do you, like clothing wise, do you go, okay, there's a target audience. Is there something I want to express towards them?
Yeah.
And create clothing with them in mind.
No, definitely. I get inspired with loads of things. So I was on TikTok like not that long ago, and I was seeing all the war that's going on now. Like I don't tend to watch stuff like that too much, but then I'm like, how can you ignore it, and there was this really sad video, and I don't know what's going on in the world. I'm not really clued up in politics. I just know that our governments are so greedy, and I just know the world's ran with absolute nut jobs, and I don't think it's a people's place. I don't think we're born on earth to like for people to be suffering the way they are, and like people still living in poverty and not like So I seen these videos of these kids that are part of the war now, and I went and made a jacket about it, and it says peace not war, and it's like a scarf, and it's like a hollow face, and it's really artistic, like, and I don't know, and do you know what the good thing with art is? People could look at that and not know how to interpret it. They'll interpret it on their own wee individual way, but it says peace not war, and there's like jet planes flying, and then there's like doves flying beside them, and then there's like, it's actually pretty cool, and then there's like a hand and it's chucking a grenade, but there's like flowers coming out the grenade, and it's like a big mixture of like art all together, and that's the big peace on it, peace not war, and I was like, so I got inspired to do that design just with seeing a couple of videos on my feed, and I was like, I need to send a message out about that. Like,
Okay.
I wouldn't really call it awareness as such, but because everybody's aware of it, everybody's got social media, I would say it's just nice to send some support or a positive message in a sense. But all my designs all get deep meanings. Like, I think people are like that to me. When my pal was like, you're deep as fuck, like, what the fuck? I'm like, no, I'll make designs and they're really deep and I'll need to go back and go. And then there was a quote I seen, and it said, forgiveness sets the prisoner free, realising you were the prisoner. And I was like, oh, because if you don't learn to forgive people, and don't get me wrong, you might not be able to...
some grudges I'm taking to the grave.
You might not be able to forgive people right away, and it might come in time, but see, if you really hold on to shit, it can make you very bitter, and it can really bring you down. I think forgiving and releasing it's a hard thing to do if people have wronged you, don't get me wrong.
I'm trying to figure out, because I grew up hardcore religious. It was all forgive and forget, but I'm like, okay, what do you mean by forgive? Because I'm not gonna act like the person didn't do the thing they did. I'm not gonna go back to them like, hey, we're not friends.
No, okay? Once they've wronged you, you're right, that's it.
But I'll also be like, it's more like, okay, this, like, it takes a while to be like, this has happened, my life is not over. There's so many other people that I can be friends with. There's so many other things I can enjoy in life.
There's billions of people in the world.
So thanks for the lesson, I guess. I mean, thanks, no thanks, you know.
Yeah.
But I'll go my merry way, and you go that way, and we're good.
No, you're right. There was times in my life I could be like that, but it depends what kind of type of heart. And then there's also times I've kind of held on to it a bit and been like, oh, they totally... But I feel like that might have been a part of my ego, because when I was younger, growing up, I never used to take any shit. Like, someone starts with me, I'm like, fucking one outside, we'll just sort it out there. Like, but I'm not like that now, obviously. But I used to like fighting, so I would not think twice about fighting with people. I wouldn't go out my way to do it. If somebody really came to me, and it was more like when I was growing up, because I'm like 36 now, but there was like gangs and stuff like that, and your reputation was on the streets, not in social media, like being like a wee spice boy or anything like that. It was like proper gang fighting, like. So we never had social media. Our first phone was like when I was 16. So, I mean, the kids now, it's all different, like. But growing up, it was hardcore, and I've been in a right good few fights. Not proud of it. I've done a lot crazy things when I was younger.
You did your time.
Yes, and pretty much, I think, I don't know, now I can forget, I can look at the bigger picture now and be like, maybe that person was just in a bad place, or I feel sorry for them that they don't have that self-awareness.
Sometimes a cunt's a cunt.
Definitely, aye. But I don't need to fight anymore.
But you can still take a step back and be like, okay, that's who you are.
Yeah. And separate yourself.
I'm gonna lick my wounds and slowly put myself together, and you know.
Yeah.
But it's also thinking of like, it doesn't happen overnight. Like we had this chat with a friend of mine recently. It's like turning a ship. Like it takes a while to fucking turn.
No, you're right, and it can be like, oh, and that energy hangs over you.
And it comes back in waves, and you realise, oh, there's something else you fucked up for me. And there's another thing I can't have because of you. And another.
But my designs are there's loads on my site, and they're just really deep, and some of them get inspired by, as you say, like certain things that I might just see in social, or like now I've launched bomber jackets, and they look pretty cool. Yeah,
I had a wee browse.
That's inspired me because it was just loads of beautiful paintings and buildings. So I've been going out recently, like with my drone, and going to like old church, and I pure love architecture, like see old creepy buildings and that glass and all that. I just think it's so amazing. I'm like, and then don't make buildings like that anymore, so they're like vintage really, aren't it? Right, but I always go around all these buildings, and I'm like, and like ruined like castles, and they've got chunks taken out of them and stuff, but they're just beautiful buildings, and I'm like, maybe if I just done a collage of like loads of different art like pictures of things and just whacked it on a jacket, and it looked class. And so my original idea was, I used to have college jackets that had buttons on them,
Right.
but they were very thin material, and I was always on the fence with them. But the prints are stunning, all over prints of beautiful jackets, but very light. For me, I don't know, a jacket, if you can't even feel it on you, it's so light.
Yeah.
So I ordered the premium bomber jacket with that. Oh, bless
Holy
you.
jeez. Ooh, hoping that didn't all of it go in the mic.
But I ordered the bombers with that idea, the collage, and I was like, and I've done a Glasgow kind of Scottish one as well, and it's got like a Highland cow and the Duke of Wellington, is that like with the cone, and I've got like all of that on a jacket with like tartan sleeves, and it looks pretty cool. So I've done like, that was my plan, just to have bomber jackets with that. But then when the bomber jacket came, I was like, such a nice jacket, so I shut all my college jackets down and transferred all the designs over. But I made a video, I think, like, being transparent with people is really good. Like, when you've got your business, I didn't want to just shut it down, and the people that follow and buy from me go, oh, where did the jackets go? Like, I always make sure I upload, like, this is why I done that, or give people an email or something like that. But moving forward, it's just you learn something new every day, like, you really do.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what's the dream for Malachi Creedwear? What's the ambition? World domination?
I would really love to hit America so strong. Like, I have sold in different parts in America, but I'd love to hit America so strong. And probably London would be pretty cool. I've sold a few like items down there. I just want to be I want to be there with the fashion brands, but I don't want to be like a luxury brand in terms like somebody can't afford to buy something. I don't want to be that type of brand. I want to be very fair in my pricing. It's not even about that. I just want to send like positive vibes out, like, to people. I want people to feel good. I want to send messages out around the world when people are walking down the street. You know, like, it inspires people, like, it motivates, it helps people, you know, like, be better humans in a sense. I made a jacket as well. It was about like lightness and darkness, and it's pretty much been based around my spiritual awakening, my designs, and then other stuff's just came. Like, I made Rap God t-shirts when I went to, I think yous were playing, no, was it? So there was the Only Fools and Hip Hop.
Only Fools and Hip Hop, yeah. I wasn't in, actually, yeah, my friend was in it.
Yeah. And then when I seen, I think my friend gave, I can't remember, but there was this rapper guy that had one of my t-shirts, Pitch Scotland. I didn't know all of these events happen in Glasgow, so it's pretty cool to see like other folk doing other stuff, and I'm like, I'm going to start going to other people's events as well and going to support. So I done like a Rap Gods kind of t-shirt scheme thing, and I was like Biggie and Tupac and all the people that inspire people growing up, Eminem and all that, and they've sold really well. So I'm not just like spiritual and deep, like there is some other wee designs there to break it up. And then my brother was like, you should have a plain section, because he's a pure plain Jane. He's like, with just your logo, like, come on, not everybody will wear it. And it's so true, not everybody will wear my stuff. And I'm okay with that, but
you have to have to figure out what you want to do. Yeah,
and I customise for people in the background as well. Like, I design for dance crews and design their baseball shirts and stuff like that. And I do a wee bit of kind of personal designing.
Yeah, I think it's like a mix of like, do things that are true to you, but like not just the one facet of you.
Yeah.
Like we were having this chat today with a comedian friend of mine about how, like, for comedy wise, I grew up on like watching George Carlin. It's like, you know, comedy that makes you think, and deep comedy, but sometimes you just want something silly, something so stupid but fun, and you just go sometimes that's all you want, and that's okay. You know, not everything has to be a fucking political stance or a deep philosophical analysis of the world and existence.
I get you. You just want, it could be the most silliest thing people
sometimes a dick joke will do.
Definitely.
So it's like I've had to learn that as well, of like not trying to do everything properly, like what is, you know, doing comedy properly,
you're
like
right.
take a step back.
Yeah, that's it. And sometimes what you think is right sometimes isn't as well. You know, like, just because I would wear a design doesn't mean you say somebody else. So there was a design on my site that I thought was a bit shit, right? And I was a bit like, no shit, but a bit like, I was a bit like, maybe I could have done better with that whole negative stuff we were talking about. And that has been a design that has sold quite a bit, and it's a design that I thought would maybe not have, and I'm like, it just shows you people can take you by surprise. Like, what I think looks amazing might not be amazing. So I need to always, when I go to put a design up and I'm a bit hesitant about it, I'm just going to put it up because I'm like, maybe somebody else might like that and get that, you know, like.
Yeah, as long as like you're not trying to be someone who you're not.
Exactly, that's true. It's like the design's still authentic, like the right intentions are always behind them all, but there's just sometimes I might put like other colours up that I maybe don't quite like, or there'll be other words through it and I'm like, nah. But then it will sell and I'm like, oh, just because I didn't really like it and maybe wouldn't wear it doesn't mean to say nobody else will. Do you know what I mean? So that can be quite hard when you're designing. Like, I need to remember to design for other people, you know?
Well, that's, you keep that in mind, like, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like I'm putting it, and don't get me wrong, just because I wouldn't wear it doesn't mean to say nobody else would. Because I'm like, I can't design everything and wear it all. Do you know that way? I need to cater for other people. Like,
it has to be a give and take, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. No, so when my brother was like, maybe you should have a plain section, I did listen to him, and I designed embroidered hoodies where it's just my logo embroidered into like a nice cotton hoodie. And to be fair, a few of them have sold really well. So I'm like, it just shows you, just because I'm like wacky, whoa, all the colours of fucking crazy shit, like that doesn't make it say everybody likes that. So it's quite nice to have elements.
Yeah, but also as we said, you can't be pleasing everybody either. So it's like finding like how much you're willing to give.
Yeah.
How much you're willing to, okay, you can have that.
Yeah.
I'll do that.